Hey, Commanders fans, get ready because today we've got exclusive news about our team, and you don't want to miss a thing. So, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell to be the first to hear everything, and of course, leave a like to strengthen our support and show that we're all true fans. We're committed to bringing you the latest updates, news, and everything that goes on behind the scenes at the Commanders. So, without further ado, let's check out today's news. The Commanders' star quarterback is to blame for Monday night's costly loss. The Washington Commanders lost to the Chicago Bears 25-24 in Week 6 on Monday Night Football, their first home loss since November 24th of last year. But those aren't the only things that stand out in this Commanders' loss. Because while the Bears say they did a lot to lose the game and kept Washington in the game from the start, this loss stings a little more because of how it happened, not when. You don't deserve to win. Turnovers. One at the end. All three phases dug the hole, and all three phases helped us get out, but we didn't create enough shots to finish with -3, head coach Dan Quinn said after the game. You really don't deserve to win many games when you're in that situation. Quinn couldn't be more honest, and he couldn't be more right. No team has the right to win a game with 3 turnovers, especially when they can't gain any advantage to offset it. But we saw the Commanders do just that. And that's what stands out in this game, because for the first time in his career, quarterback Jayden Daniels not only participated in a disappointing performance, but also directly contributed to it. A lack of focus at the worst moment. On Washington's final offensive play of the game, Daniels received a shotgun snap and turned to hand the ball to running back Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who was lined up directly behind him in the pistol formation. As the quarterback reached to hand the ball to his back, however, it came loose and slipped from his hands. As a result, it was much less a handoff than a lateral that struck Krosky-Merritt in the midsection and ricocheted off the surface of Northwest Stadium, where a Bears defender waited to tackle it. Daniels cited a lack of focus as the reason for the play after the game, admitting he's paid to avoid making such mistakes and needs to improve. "I lost the ball, completely my fault," he said. "I lost my concentration right there, and that cost us the game. It certainly cost the Commanders a chance to secure their 4th win of the season, that's for sure." But as Quinn said, this loss is about much more than a fumble, or even 2 fumbles, and a late Daniels interception on the team's first drive of the game. Reports: Commanders signed D.E. Drake Jackson to active roster. The Washington Commanders are signing free agent defensive end Drake Jackson to their active roster, multiple media outlets reported Tuesday. Jackson, 24, was a second-round pick in the 2022 NFL Draft by San Francisco. He suffered a torn patellar tendon in 2023 and missed the entire 2024 season before being released by the 49ers in May after a failed physical. Prior to the injury, Jackson recorded 21 tackles, 6 sacks, 9 quarterback hits, 9 passes defensed, and 1 interception in 23 games, no starts, for San Francisco in 2022-23. Both the Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles worked out with Jackson last week, according to the NFL's Daily Transaction Bulletin. Washington has placed 2 defensive ends on injured reserve this season. Deatrich Wise Jr. quadriceps will miss the remainder of the season, while Javonte Jean-Baptiste pectoral was placed on the injured list on October 1st and will be out for a while, according to head coach Dan Quinn. Jackson will look to increase the pressure on the Commanders 3-3, who had 3 sacks in Monday night's loss to Chicago and are 6th in the league with 18 sacks this season. The NFC East rival Philadelphia Eagles were another team to welcome Jackson, desperately needing him after Zadarius Smith retired last week as the team's leading pass rusher. The Commanders' defense has been poor, but Dorrance Armstrong has been a bright spot all season, rushing the quarterback and also stopping the run. Armstrong recorded his 6th sack of the season and is among the top 5 in the league in sacks and pressure rate through the first 6 games. We saw what happened when Armstrong had to leave the game a few times against the Bears, and the Commanders have already lost Deatrich Wise for the season and Javonte Jean-Baptiste for a long time. The Commanders signed Preston Smith a few weeks ago, and he's finally starting to play, but the Commanders needed youth on the roster. The Commanders need youth and speed on defense. We don't know how Jackson will do after recovering from a torn patellar tendon in his knee in 2023, but he has been released and is only 24 years old. He is reuniting with PETERS, who was with the 49ers when they drafted him in 2022 and showed many flashes early in his career. Jackson is a big defender at 6 feet 4 inches, 265 pounds, who can line up anywhere on the line and fits perfectly in this defense. He'll likely line up opposite Armstrong when he starts playing, but they could also move him inside for some obvious passing situations when Von Miller comes onto the field. Commanders could trade $16 million safety to Bengals. The Washington Commanders may be eyeing a key defensive reinforcement before the NFL trade deadline. As the team seeks solidity in the secondary, a Cincinnati Bengals prospect is starting to gain traction behind the scenes, safety Geno Stone. According to Pro Football Focus (PFF) analyst Bradley Locker, Stone would be a logical target for Washington at this point in the season. The defensive back recently signed a 2-year, $14 million contract with the Bengals, but his performance in 2025 hasn't been as expected. Since arriving in Cincinnati, Stone's performance has declined significantly. Among safeties with more than 1,000 snaps over the past 2 seasons, his overall grade of 56.6 is the 8th lowest by PFF, Locker explained. Still, there are positives this year. He has a solid 76.2 rating against the run game and a missed tackle rate of just 7.7%. With the Bengals struggling and potentially falling out of the playoff picture, the team could consider strategic trades to free up roster space, and Stone emerges as one of the most likely names to leave Cincinnati. In this scenario, the Commanders appear to be an ideal destination. Dan Quinn's team currently ranks among the league's worst safeties in PFF, tied with the Buffalo Bills, and is in dire need of more consistency and experience in the backfield. Stone, 26, has started all 6 games for the Bengals this season, totaling 37 tackles and 1 sack. He is known for his intelligent reading of the game and his ability to support the run game, traits that would fit well in Quinn's defensive system. Jeremy Reeves currently holds the starting spot at center after Will Harris suffered a serious leg fracture in Week 3. While Reeves has shown solid form, Stone's arrival would bring depth and experience to the position, something that could be crucial in the final stretch of the season. Of course, there's no guarantee that the addition of Geno Stone would solve all the defense's problems, but his arrival could represent an important step toward the Commanders' 2nd consecutive playoff berth, something fans have been dreaming about since the beginning of the year. The NFL trade deadline is November 4th, and a lot can happen between now and then. Meanwhile, the Washington Commanders are preparing for a major challenge in Week 7, facing the rival Dallas Cowboys, a matchup that could have a significant impact on the team's ambitions this season.